Welcome back. In this session, I will show you how to implement a simple program using C++. For this, we are going to use Turbo C++ as a compiler. In the previous class, we have discussed about simple concepts of C++, such as how to declare variable, which are the keywords, then which are the operators. So using all these concepts, let's try to implement a simple program in C++. So this is the desktop of my computer. So if you find here, there is an icon called as Turbo C++. I need to double click on it. So when I double click on it, Turbo C++ will be opened. So I have an earlier program, so I will simply close it. There are different options, like in case if I go to file, I can create a new file, I can open existing file, then I can quit, and so on. Now what I will do, I will go to file, I will say new file. Now this file has got a default name as noname00.cpp. Now I want to give some name to it, so I need to say file save as. Now as it is my first C++ program, so what I will do, I will save with name first dot cpp. Make sure that the program has to be saved with extension .cpp. I said okay. Now to make this screen of full size, I need to press a shortcut key called as F5. So the screen has become of full size. Now we know in every C++ program we need to include a header file called as iostream.h. Before that, make a habit that in every C++ program you are writing comment. Comment makes your program more readable. We have seen there are two types of comments, something called as single line comment and something called as multi-line comment. For example, I want to write here single line comment, so I will use 2 forward slash. I will write this program is for addition of two, let's say, integers, right? So in every program you should start with the comment. Then I will include header file hash include iostream.h. This header file I have included. Then every program must have main function. So I will write here void main. I can keep this bracket blank, or I can explicitly write here void. Its meaning is main is a function which accepts nothing and returns nothing. You can change return type of main as an integer also, right? In that case, you need to provide return statement. So whenever you are writing return type of the main as an integer, the last statement has to be return 0. Okay, so either we can make as a void or we can make as a integer. When the return type of main is void, there is no need of return statement. Then whenever you are writing program in any language, always you need to provide the indentation rule, right? When you follow the indentation rules, your program is aligned. Okay, so it is not like in actual software development process, there are multiple people who are working on a project, right? So it is quite possible that a code which is developed by one developer need to be referred by some other developer. In that case, if your code is not properly aligned, if your code is not properly commented, it will be very difficult for the another developer to understand what you have written. So that's the reason it is important that always you should provide the properly always you should implement the properly aligned code, as well as you should provide the comments in the program whenever necessary. Okay, fine. Now in C++, there is one rule that you can declare variables anywhere in the program, whereas in C, whenever we have to declare variables, those variables should be declared at the beginning of the function, or we can say at the when we start the function, writing function. So what I can do here, see here, I have entered, then I am pressing tab key. It has taken cursor slightly ahead. So I will declare two variables. Let's say I am declaring two variables called as a comma b. See, if I declare variables like a and b, there is nothing wrong. But make a habit that whenever you are declaring variables, the variable names should be always meaningful. So what I am doing, instead of declaring variables a and b, I am declaring variables like num1, comma num2. So on the same line, I am declaring multiple variables. I can add this like comma num3 and so on. But in our example, we require only two variables, input variables, and we require one output variable called as sum. So we require in total how many variables? Three variables, which are of type integer, right? Now we will include one more file called as conio.h. So I am including conio.h as well. The reason I am including conio.h because I wish to use the functions called as getch and clrscr. clrscr is an inbuilt function which is used to clear output screen. So where to use clrscr? clrscr is to be used either after variable declaration or before first cout statement in your program. So as I have finished with declaring variable, so I will write there clrscr. Fine. Then I have declared variables num1 and num2, but I have not assigned any value to them, right? And these variables are declared inside main function. So they are referred as local variables, and their default values are nothing but garbage. The default value of local variable is garbage. Whereas if we declare a variable above main, for example, I can declare variable here also, int x, right? Such variable will be referred as global variable, and the default value of global variable is 0, right? In our program we doesn't require x, so I will just remove it, or I could have commented it also. Fine. Then let's see what will happen if I display addition of num1 and num2. So I am already I have declared sum, so I will say sum equal to num1 plus num2, right? And I have to display sum. So to display sum I need to use cout statement. So I am saying cout, this operator is insertion operator. I will display some message here, addition is close double quotes. Then I want to display the actual value of the addition. So again I need to use insertion operator. This is to cascade, right? And then value of variable which holds the addition. So it is nothing but sum. I will just put semicolon here, and then I will write getch. So getch is used to hold the output screen, and I will just simply, yeah, here the return type of main is integer, so I need to provide return 0 statement, and I will simply close the main. See, all the lines that I have typed are properly aligned. This is the simple program which I am trying to compile. Now to compile, shortcut key is Alt plus F9. So I will go to here compile and say compile. So you find there are no errors, right? If I run this, you are getting output as addition is 7638, right? This is a garbage value. We are getting addition as 7638 because we have not initialized the values to num1 and num2, right? So we have not provided any values to num1 and num2. Let's assign some value to num1 and num2. So let's say num1 is 8 and num2 is, let's say, 3. If I save it, see, every time you are making changes to the program, you need to save your program, right? So shortcut key is F2. Using F2 I can save my program, or you can go to you can go to file and then you can say save. Don't say save as, you have to say save. Again I will compile this code, no errors. I will run this code, and now I'm getting addition is 11. Now I want to provide some space in between addition and is. So what I will do, I will simply put here addition is space, then sum. If I compile it again, and if I run it again, so I'm getting addition is 11. Okay, fine. Now instead of assigning a value of my choice, I want to take a value from user. So what I will do, I will write, see, before adding two numbers, before writing statement sum equal to num1 plus num2, I need to provide one statement which asks user to enter values through the keyboard. So what I will do, I will write cout enter two numbers, right, and /n semicolon, right? Now, once user has entered two numbers, we want to store these two values or two numbers in a variable called as num1 and num2 respectively. So in C programming, we used to write a scanf statement along with format specifier. Now in C++, we did not use format specifier. So instead of scanf, I need to write cin statement. So I will write cin num1. On a separate line, I can write cin num2. Either I can write this, or on a same line I can write cin num1, again insertion operator and num2 semicolon. Sorry, extraction operator. I said insertion, extraction operator. Okay, now let's save it. So I said F2, save this code. Now compile it again, run it. It is asking to enter two numbers. Let's say I have entered number 15 and second number is 25. Make sure that when you are entering two numbers, these two numbers should be separated by space. So enter. So I'm getting addition is 40. So this is a simple C++ program in which we are taking two values from user through keyboard and we are displaying the addition of them. Now what will happen if I comment this CLR-SCR? Suppose I'm commenting CLR-SCR, right? I will just save it. I will compile the code. I will run the code. Now what do you find? You are getting previous output as well, right? So if I enter number like 2 and 6, I'm getting addition is 8. Along with the addition of 2 and 6, we are getting the result of the previous compilation. For example, in the previous compilation, we have entered value of a as a num1 as a 15 and value of num2 as a 25. To clear the output screen, we need to use CLR-SCR. So I am providing here, I am just uncommenting CLR-SCR, right? And if I comment getch, what will happen? I am commenting getch. Again I compile the code, I run the code. Now I enter numbers 21 and let's say 23. Now addition has to be 44. Entered, but I am not able to see the output. In that case, I need to use Alt plus F5 to see the output. I am getting addition is 44. It happened because we have not used getch in a program, so output screen was not hold, it was not paused. Okay, so that's the reason CLR-SCR and getch, these two functions are need to be used in a program. Okay, now this program I have saved with name first.cpp. Then I just want to come out of this compiler, so I need to go to file, I need to say quit, and if you want to save it, yes, I have saved it, and then this is the command prompt, and from here I need to type exit and I will come out of the command prompt. Okay, so this is how we can compile the program in plus. Okay, so I hope the process is understood to you. Okay, so let's discuss some further concepts in next session. Thank you for listening.